Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS. Let's get to the news today. We're diving deep into everything that happened in that tough loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers, a game that really tested the resilience of the Cleveland Browns. And let's be honest, it was a game filled with lessons, moments to learn from, and yes, some concerns that need addressing if the Browns want to make that push for a deep playoff run. The game ended with a 23-9 score in favor of the Steelers, and for Browns fans, it's a reminder that every game in this league demands not only talent, but also mental toughness, strategic adjustments, and execution down to the smallest detail. Right from the start, one of the biggest talking points was the performance of quarterback Gabriel. You could see he was doing his best to keep the offense moving, but that Steelers pass rush was relentless. Gabriel took quite a few hits, and that's something that fans have been noticing. Pittsburgh's pass rush is one of the most aggressive and disciplined in the league right now. They really know how to get after the quarterback, and it showed in the way Gabriel was pressured throughout the game. You could tell he was trying to stay calm, stay in the pocket, but the pressure was just too much at times. It's something the Browns' offensive line will need to tighten up on, because when you're facing a pass rush like that, you have to find ways to neutralize it, whether that's quick passes, slide protections, or just better communication up front. Gabriel himself acknowledged that he's aware of the impact, saying, "There's things I can help to do to try to get it out as quickly as possible just so we're not in the negative on first and second down." And that's key. Because when you're facing a team as disciplined and aggressive as the Steelers, every down counts. That's exactly why it's crucial for the Browns' offense to improve their consistency in avoiding those negative plays, those sacks, and those unnecessary penalties that can put them behind the chains. Now, speaking of penalties, this is another area where the Browns need to tighten up. Penalties, especially in those crucial moments, can be detrimental. We saw that in this game, and Gabriel pointed out that it's part of playing the game. "It's tough," he said, "but part of the process." Limiting pre-snap penalties and avoiding those false starts or neutral zone infractions is vital because those small mistakes can snowball, especially when the game is on the line. When you look at the bigger picture, it's about discipline, focus, and execution. The Browns are a talented team, but those mental errors can cost them dearly, and it's something they'll need to clean up quickly if they want to compete consistently at the highest level. But let's focus for a moment on the offensive side of the ball. One thing Gabriel mentioned was the importance of sustaining drives. That's a big theme for this team right now, because even when the offense moves the ball well at times, there are those costly penalties or negative plays that derail momentum. Cleveland's offense has shown flashes of what it can be, especially in the running game and in creating explosive plays after the catch. But they need to be more consistent, more disciplined in their approach. When they're ahead in the game and executing well on first and second down, then converting on third down becomes much easier. That's when the offense can really build some momentum, get into the opponent's territory, and give the defense some breathing room. And speaking of red zone efficiency, Gabriel made it clear that scoring touchdowns in those critical areas is a top priority. Field goals are good, but in the NFL, especially when you're fighting for playoff positioning or trying to outscore a division rival like the Steelers, touchdowns are what separate the good teams from the great ones. When the Browns get into the red zone, they need to be sharper, more decisive, and better at creating those explosive plays that lead to 6 points instead of 3. That means better route running, more precise timing, and of course, protecting Gabriel so he can make those throws under pressure. Another key point Gabriel touched on was how to maintain a steady pocket presence under pressure. It's a skill that really separates good quarterbacks from the great ones. Gabriel emphasized the importance of feeling comfortable in the pocket, even when the rush is coming. It's about balance, knowing when to extend plays and when to get rid of the ball quickly. Because when you're under constant pressure, you can't afford to panic or drift unnecessarily. Instead, you have to use your footwork, your awareness, and your instincts to buy just enough time for your receivers to get open. The Steelers' pass rush is known for their stunts and creative blitzing, so Gabriel's ability to read those rushes and extend plays when needed can be a game changer. One thing that stood out in his comments was his focus on playing good football no matter the environment. Whether at Heinz Field or at home in Cleveland, the focus remains the same: execute at a high level, stay disciplined, and keep fighting. Every game is a new challenge, and it's the mental toughness, the resilience of this Browns team, that will determine how far they go this season. Now, let's talk about some of the issues on offense that need immediate attention. One of the recurring themes has been the drops, those dropped passes that can turn a promising drive into a missed opportunity. Gabriel acknowledged that it's something they're all learning from. Drops happen, but they're also a sign that the receivers need to focus and trust their hands. It's about creating those easy completions and helping Gabriel keep the chains moving. When you think about it, it's not just about the drops, but about the timing, the route running, and the chemistry between the quarterback and his receivers. And that ties into the importance of creating chunks, big plays that can swing momentum. Whether it's a long pass down the sideline or yards after the catch, those plays are what keep defenses honest and open up the running game. But at times, the Browns have struggled to find those explosives, and Gabriel pointed out that they need to work together more effectively to identify and capitalize on those opportunities. Of course, football is a game of adjustments, and Gabriel made it clear that they're always working on finding solutions. Whether that's tightening up the offensive line, improving their red zone efficiency, or just playing smarter, it's a continuous process. The key is to learn from each game, make the necessary changes, and come back stronger. Because if the Browns want to take that next step, they need to clean up those negative plays, reduce penalties, and maximize their scoring opportunities when it counts the most. And speaking of that, Gabriel also emphasized the importance of not settling for field goals in the red zone. When you get into that area, the goal should always be touchdowns. It's about being sharper, quicker with your reads, and more precise with your throws. The defense tightens up, and coverage gets more aggressive, so you have to be the smarter team, making the right decisions at the right time. That's how you turn promising drives into 6-point scoring drives, and ultimately, that's what separates winning teams from the rest. As we look ahead, it's clear that the Browns have the talent, the coaching, and the desire to improve. But it's also about consistency, mental toughness, and the ability to execute under pressure. Gabriel's leadership will be crucial, especially as he continues to develop chemistry with his teammates and learn how to navigate those tough moments on the field. The defense, too, has to step up, especially in situations where they're facing third and long, and the offense needs to do its part to stay on the field longer and wear down opponents. Now, for all of us Browns fans watching from afar, it's important to stay optimistic but also realistic. We know this team has the potential to be special, but it's those small details that will make all the difference. We've seen flashes of brilliance, but consistency is the key. The coaching staff will be working tirelessly to address these issues, and the players are hungry to improve. It's all about growth, day by day, week by week. The season is still young, and there's plenty of football left to be played. The Browns are building towards something bigger, and this loss, tough as it was, can serve as a stepping stone if they learn from it and come back even stronger. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Browns. Do you believe they can turn things around and start a winning streak? What areas do you think need the most improvement? Let's get that discussion going because your voice is what makes this community special. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more analysis, and all the latest from Cleveland. Stay tuned because the journey isn't over yet, and this team has the talent and the heart to make a real push for greatness. Thanks for being here, Browns fans, and as always, let's keep the faith and keep supporting our team through thick and thin.